Me and you, pal. We're gonna do this. We're gonna be the best damn avocados this city's ever seen.
I'm doing this because I enjoy it.
Daredevil has always been about one thing: faith. It's what defines Matt Murdock and makes him unique from other heroes. And faith is a funny thing. We as people always question our faith. Our faith in a higher power, the system of this scary world we live in, and our faith in people. I think that's why Daredevil has stuck with me. But watching Born Again, I couldn't help but feel that something was missing. Not the action, not the performances. The faith. Because that's who Matt Murdock is. That's why I've always loved Spider-Man. Peter Parker believes in people, no matter how many times they let him down. But Matt Murdock takes that idea even further. Matt Murdock doesn't just believe in faith, he embodies it. From the first episode of Daredevil, we see his faith in God, his faith in the justice system, and his faith in people. Even in the literal hellscape that is Hell's Kitchen, he finds a way to make a difference. If not as Matt Murdock, then he forces a change, as the devil of Hell's Kitchen. He's a deeply complex character, a man that wears his Catholic values on his sleeve, that finds catharsis in the fear and pain he inflicts on the true devils that live among us. All this to say, Daredevil is amazing. It tackles the complexities of Matt's double life, seeing how it would reasonably impact his long-term friend Foggy. Matt having lied to him for a long time, not only about his dual identity, but also the gift that is his blindness. But a man that sees his surroundings as a world on fire is bound to want to dim the flames of his burning city. Even the Kingpin has the same goal as Matt. He's doing it in his own way. But despite the corruption and the people he surrounds himself with, it's obvious to anyone that he truly does believe this will help the city. And that he does love New York. So I've spoken enough about the past. The show was cancelled, buried by the mouse at the moment where the show was at its absolute peak of viewership. And it hurt. But we never gave up hope. Countless people screaming and shouting, "Save Daredevil." The people never lost their faith. And when he was finally born again, I can't help but feel that his resurrection was missing something. Visually, of course, it looked different. The budget skyrocketed from the original series. And we got everyone back. They all still played their roles well, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio still stealing the show in their roles. But I can't help but think that at times they feel like caricatures of what they once were. And I know that's subjective, but I couldn't see these two sitting in a diner having a chat like old friends with their history from the previous show. They've gone from ideological opposites, the original show thrives on that opposition, to now where they share condolences and best wishes, although I imagine that will change in season 2. My opinion of this was shifted as soon as the first episode, with the death of Foggy. This is obviously a pivotal moment for Matt, and we've seen him lose so many people close to him throughout the show, from the priest who raised him all the way back to his father, the first victim to set Matt Murdock on his path. But I never could have seen the way he discarded Bullseye following the death, throwing him off the building face first, with, for me, what looked like intentionally trying to kill him. Now I know that him doing actions like that has happened before in season 1, but something was different here. I just don't think that moment was earned. Like, we're reintroducing Daredevil to the world, and the first act we see is him fail to stop the assassination of his best friend, a man that in his past and since has heard guns preparing to fire, and people's heartbeats and voices crying out for help from across the city. And then that final act of discarding Bullseye's battered body over the edge just didn't feel like Daredevil to me. A man with so much resolve that he acknowledged how badly he wants to kill Fisk, but he knows it would have destroyed him.
God knows I want you, but you don't get to destroy who I am!
To me, it seemed like the wrong call to have killed Foggy so abruptly. It wasn't earned with time and pacing like the others. It was shock factor. It seemed like a way to get Matt to go on the reverse of his season 3 arc. And with that, it feels disingenuous to that arc he went on through his 3 seasons, especially in season 3. That season was all about Daredevil being his true self, with the end teaching him the harmony between his lives again. I purposely showed that season 3 scene because I don't believe a man that through the whole season wanted Fisk dead but chose faith can then resort to what he is in this season. And I'm never one to constantly need suit ups, but Daredevil has always been good at giving pivotal moments the respect and gravity it deserves. Like Matt Force donning the classic red suit in season 1. It felt like an event. He was outclassed and battered and broken, but this suit gives him the edge both as armour and as the symbol he's become. And also that conversation with Matt and Frank on the rooftop in season 2. Or again, that moment with him and Fisk that I already mentioned. But here, when we get Daredevil back, he literally says fuck it after more than half a season, refusing to return to the mantle after the death of Foggy. It just doesn't seem like the same character. These moments used to mean something. There's a lot of other minor things that don't seem right to me, and maybe I'll do another deep dive into the series to properly talk about it. But I'd like to say that the series also has some great stuff in it. As I already said, the core cast are still great. We get some great scenes with Matt and Frank Castle that gives a feeling of that iconic season 2 battle of ideology. I also love the idea of Muse. That idea of a street level serial killer character. It sounds so perfect as a Daredevil villain, and I wish he could have had more time, but instead he's introduced and beaten by Daredevil after one fight. It's very much a season of 2 halves, and a lot of that is probably because season 1 had extensive reshoots after a poor reception, and you can definitely tell the scenes that feel like the original show, and the parts that just don't quite fit. Like, I love the idea of his arc being almost a mirror of season 3, but it feels like we only scratched the surface of what this character is capable of. Take a scene from season 1, Matt and Foggy's falling out. In the grand scheme of the battles Matt's been fighting, it seems very minor, but this is a whole episode. Their bond is more important than those battles waged on Hell's Kitchen, and here it feels more time could be dedicated to that damage on Matt.
Maybe it does. But I don't. I only never needed my friend. I wouldn't have kept this from you, Matt. Not from you.
At the time of writing, season 2 is still ongoing and has great reviews, so I really do hope we get something that is worthy of all the effort and passion people put into both the original series and the fans who rallied behind it. I hope our faith is rewarded, because if Daredevil is about anything, it's faith. But right now, Born Again feels like it's lacking faith in itself.